Our Symphonic Sherlocks are delving deeper into the Underzoo, alongside a one-time enemy, Jessie, in search of a changeling hidden among Underzoo leadership. They head into the minimum security containment zone, Field, in search of Anubis, one of the Underzoo keepers.
Jessie, as you lead them into Field, there are, as you know, several cameras that are there and people always monitoring those cameras. You get a squawk on your radio that says... I don't know why that made me laugh. It says,
34, there's 2 extra with you?
Yeah, that's right. I got a couple of recruits showing them a tour of the facilities.
Did Piper sign off on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Piper knows.
You didn't submit the form. You gotta submit the form, 34.
Why you gotta always be on me about the forms?
It's my job. It's your job too, also.
Okay, fine. I'll file the forms. God, get off my case, 29.
So entitled.
pull a brick for me.
Wow, 34. I'm so excited to learn about forms. I feel like maybe you didn't do them first so that we could learn about them as potential recruits.
Yeah, I think the importance of paperwork and being credited to your job description is really important.
My hands are shaking so bad. I'm like the whole thing.
This is good. This is added difficulty. You got a side brick, a little bit below the middle.
Using a second hand to steady the first.
Job,
Ooh.
good job.
We've done it.
Only one hand
Beautiful
touching the brick,
work.
but
Beautiful work.
a second hand supporting. Also a thing.
That's how I do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put it in any of the three positions,
Lovely.
but bravely putting it on the same side that you pulled the brick out of.
Is
Yeah.
that bad?
No,
That's good. You did good.
No, it's
Looks like a couple of chomps cut. Thank you, Lauren, our resident Jenga instructor.
Also, a thing that is true about Dread broadly is you can always say no to pulling a brick, and you just choose not to do the thing that would have required it.
oh, good
Okay,
to know.
okay.
Okay.
Nah. I'm going to do danger. I'm going to do the
I'll
things.
discourage
Yeah.
that, but
We're
that
always
is
gonna pull.
that is a thing.
So casual bullying
Yeah.
is...
You're now in Field. The initial space is fairly narrow, cavern walls that spread out into a space that you would not have expected. It is probably 100 yards across, 100 meters across, as wide as a soccer field and extending out into sort of dimly lit and broken up by natural stone columns that support the roof space, where there are plates of glass every 20 or so feet set into the walls. The ones that are closest to you, behind the glass, you can see bushes and trees growing. It seems to be a brightly lit space in the closest one to you. And flitting among the leaves is a creature about the size of a hummingbird that you can never quite get your eyes onto because it's moving so fast.
I'd like to go up and look at it.
Be cool.
Oh, well, if we're new recruits, shouldn't we be familiarizing ourselves with the exhibits and the containers?
Okay. Just be cool.
I'm just curious. That's all.
Yeah. Aubrey's, in this meantime, also walking up to the glass to stare at it.
Yeah, this is well, if you want to know anything about it, beyond that it is a blur among trees, you're going to need to pull a brick.
I want to know if it's a fey creature.
Yeah, I kind of also want to pull a brick and know
Yeah,
about
I mean,
it.
one or both of you are welcome to pull bricks.
You want to go first?
Sure. I'll pull.
Confidently strutting over to the tower.
Hey, all right.
Oh man, rotating it on purpose? No, whoa! That so smoothly came out. Lauren is the Jenga master. Just smooth extraction.
I feel like I should try.
I mean, you're both getting information about the same thing. It's up to you.
But I assumed it was going to be different information or more.
If you're just trying to figure out what this critter is, pull a brick.
Can we just read?
I feel like I've been sufficiently
brick.
bullied out of it.
Pull a
I
brick.
won't do it.
Can we
Jeez.
just read the description on the side?
The GM is a bully, let it be known.
Isn't there just like a
No,
no? All right.
there's no.
Well, now that I've
This is not a. There's no plaque to read.
Got it.
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of an if you know, you know situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Yeah. So this is and when you sort of look at it, you think you'd just been following one this entire time, and you realize once you see like two go at once that there's maybe a whole group of these creatures in there.
Oh.
This is a fey creature that is very common. It's just a little woodland sprite.
Cool.
And it seems like there are, like, if you stand and watch them for a bit, it seems like there are at least a dozen of them in there. Either that or they're all changing the color of the trail that they're leaving behind as they zip from one place to another. So instead of one frenetic creature, you get the impression of dozens of creatures, each moving and then landing and staying still.
Fellow recruit, have you seen something like this before in your personal life that has no relevance to what we're doing here today?
Question, are these specific to a certain court and season, or are they sort of found across Fey realms? How common are they in Foxglove or Mortal World?
They're probably the most common in spring and summer, but you would find them in autumn, and you definitely do find them in Foxglove as well, or in the forest surrounding it.
Mm-hmm. Aubrey looks at Mara kind of like a deer in the headlights and says, according to my research, she sort of stands like how she thinks a scientist stands. They certainly are a Fey in nature, perhaps from Foxglove, perhaps from beyond. Only research can tell.
Right.
As you're walking around sort of one wall of this space, why don't you all tell me what some of the creatures that are contained here are?
So as we walk around, there is a like deep kind of pool, and lounging in the pool, coiled up like a massive snake, it kind of looks like a gigantic snake, but with a hippo head. It has the head of a hippo, and it's just like yawning really widely. And I believe that we can check the name of this in post, but it is it's a creature that I looked up on the internet. A dragon of some sorts.
This is Helix from the editing bay. Maybe she was talking about an Amaluk? I don't know. There's a lot of weird cryptids.
Mara walks up to another kind of aquatic exhibit and is interested in it. And it looks like what like Mortal Legends of the Loch Ness Monster looks like, but like 10 times smaller. It's like a mini
little chibi Loch Ness.
Yeah, a little guy. But she kind of like makes eye contact with it and knows that it's a lot more powerful than it lets on.
Aubrey's eye is drawn to an enclosure that has what looks like a great blue heron in it, but its neck is way too long and sort of winding, almost serpentine, tying itself in knots, so that its head, without the rest of its body needing to move, can rotate and follow, watching with too much perception and wisdom the movement of anyone crossing the way.
You see as you walk around, some of the contained are more humanoid than others. Some are more animalistic in nature. Some seem to be hidden by billowing smoke. They're just hanging out in their habitats in their sort of minimum to medium security zone. There's one area as you're passing, there is what looks to be a library set up, and sprawled out, smoking a cigar in a leather armchair is a Sasquatch. He's got a book open and is just like flipping through the pages, smoking a cigar.
That's one of the enclosures?
One of the enclosures.
Can we get a sense that if these creatures are happy to be here or are unhappy to be here? Like, are they aware that they're being trapped? Are they angry? Do they want to revolt?
The more animal-like creatures, you have a harder time reading. Mm-hmm. The Sasquatch is a bit more human in their affect. Mm-hmm. He looks up, seeing that you are on the far side of the glass, rolls his eyes just a little bit, and returns to his reading.
Good for him. How
do you think he feels being in there? This is someone capable of reading and smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Who's in a New York-sized apartment space.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's probably fine. He's like a third of the way through Tolstoy's War and Peace, so he's got a long way to go. So he's probably comfortable.
1,000 more pages of Tolstoy before I'm done. In this place, this is what passes for fun. Sure, outside I can roam for thousands of miles. In here I'll smoke a cigar and just while away the months. Oh, reading is
like it might be a Yeti. But instead of bookcases, you've got DVDs and a computer playing Baldur's Gate 3. 'Cause reading is fun, but video games are funner. If he didn't have any, it would be such a bummer. Ooh, gaming is fun. Ooh, gaming is fun. It's a way to pass time when the day is done. Gaming is fun.
Who watches the Watchmen? Who watches the Sasquatch? What do they do when the people who work here are off the clock? Maybe then it's time to cut loose. Footloose, dance, party, soft shoes. Dancing is fun.
Dancing is fun.
Dancing is fun.
Dancing is fun.
Ooh,
Dancing is fun.
It's the best way to pass time when the day is done.
dancing is fun.
Looks like they're having fun in here.
Seems like they're making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, that's definitely the impression that you get.
Got it.
Some of these creatures, though, you don't know if they even notice time passing, right? Do woodland sprites age? Probably not. Or maybe they do. Maybe it depends on the context. Do creatures that are purely made of smoke notice time?
Right.
Do they notice it on the same scale as a mortal might? Right? These are
Yeah, without the seasons changing, that's sort of how Fae keep track of time. Like winks, but also winks are based on seasons.
So you're heading around this sort of cavernous space, and Jessie knows that there are two more levels below this that are basically the same, right? The floor that you're walking on is smooth and man-made. The walls are natural. There are two more spaces with like higher security creatures below this, and you're in here looking for Anubis.
But they're not here.
They're not near the entrance, no.
Yeah, we have to keep going deeper. I don't know. Anubis probably does some loops around all the different floors. So hopefully we'll run into them pretty soon.
Jessie, everyone here, I know that lots of things can be dangerous that don't seem dangerous. Surely, based on how settled into this place some of these folks are, you've learned what you can about them, and they have places they could be getting back to?
Well, you would think that.
Do you think that?
Well, so it's kind of a complicated thing because they're dangerous, right? I mean, they're really, really dangerous. It's so much better that they're here. They're safe. We
You
take
could argue
care
that
of.
I'm dangerous.
It's like you see Jessie's one eye is just twitching a little bit.
But of course, Mara looks around to the cameras that she hasn't noticed this whole time, but knows they're there somewhere. But as a new recruit, that was a well-timed joke. Haha, I'm dangerous on the dance floor.
Look, this is a safe place for them. The outside world, whether or not they're dangerous or it's just people who want to kill them because of the legends or hunt them or find them. I mean, there's so many reasons why they're so much safer and living a good life here. And when we're doing good, I'm doing good.
How come you felt like you couldn't bring your concerns to upper management?
I don't know if any of them are changelings.
Oh, geez. All right. Yeah, that's totally fair.
Maybe as we continue to explore this place, we can brainstorm ways to do good that may be within this institution, but maybe beyond it. We'll
But
just
for
start
now,
thinking
we're-
about some.
Yeah.
Underzoo reform.
Yeah.
To reach the next level down, you have to walk across a chasm that seems to drop down. You look over the edge before walking out onto this bridge. It drops down about 100 feet total. There's light at the bottom, so you can see the bottom. You can see that there's like another floor below you and another floor below that, each one spaced out by about 20 or 30 feet. There is a zigzagging wooden bridge like you might see in a Japanese garden that leads to a spiral staircase that leads down to the next level, and then another zigzag bridge on the next level.
As we're crossing, I want to just take a quick look at Mara and do a check-in about how she feels being here. How upsetting is this for her? How freaked out is she?
I'm going to communicate to you silently just because we're being watched. It was really off-putting to see beings. See, I'm even in the mindscape of saying the word thing. Beings that probably I have more in common with, that I have difference with, and I'm able to just be a human being and nobody bats an eye, and they can't.
I'm going to try to figure out how Aubrey would charades this, because that's how she thinks silent communication works. She does this sort of butterfly hands fluttering to indicate the different fae spirits, and then gestures out, then to herself, then a sort of shrug, then gestures in a circle and moves her hands like they're in sock puppets to indicate like talking with, like these sorts of creatures have been her friends. She shrugs and sort of indicates like an egg being slammed on her face. Like they cause mischief sometimes, but and then a circle because there's seasons and things change in the seasons, and it feels bad that nature would be in an enclosure where seasons don't change. Like spring never becomes summer. She's just spinning her like hand around like it's in a circle wheel.
And Mara will just take her hand and meet her eyes and nod and just kind of whisper, "We can debrief once this is done."
Aubrey nods.
Is the bridge, is that like difficult to cross? No? Okay, cool.
It's just zigzags.
Cool.
Yep. Walking out onto the second level, looking out around you, it's a very similar layout. These sort of natural columns passing through what is now a man-made and flat ceiling above you rather than the natural cavern ceiling. You see a similar layout on this level of glass plates around you. As you look around, the creatures in these look more human. Right? Creatures who would, like Mara, likely be able to pass as human in human society. You look around, you see that there is sort of a space that's set up like a Gothic mansion where there is a cowled, hooded, pale creature sitting and drinking a glass of wine in front of a coffin that is spread out behind them. You see that there is what appears to be a young, maybe somewhere between like 16 and 19-year-old woman who is putting on makeup in front of a mirror, and she just looks impossibly beautiful. Like perfect skin, perfect hair, perfect body, everything just incredibly alluring. You see a woman who is sitting at a sewing machine working on a quilt. She looks to be in her late 50s, early 60s, and there are just plants growing all over the shelves of her enclosure as well. She's in there working on a quilt. These are like the creatures who are contained on this level.
You should do charades with someone.
Wouldn't that look really strange to the cameras?
You're better at it than me.
Oh, you don't... You don't mean... Okay, yep, that clicks with Mara. Yeah, I would go up to the girl. To
the young gal?
Enclosure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I would maybe try to silently communicate and get her attention by saying, "That blush shade is perfect for your skin tone."
She looks over at you with just lust in her eyes in a way that...
she's underage.
What's that?
You said she's a teenager? Well, she's not, but she looks like that.
She looks like it.
Okay, got it. Just wanted to make that clear for the folks at home.
And you just get an impulse that you should go in there and be with her. So to resist this impulse, I'm going to need you to pull a brick.
Yeah. Is she one of like the Lotus Casino and the Percy Jackson? Like, anyway.
No, I don't remember the exact name, but is like sort of adjacent to a siren or a rusalka.
Oh, interesting.
But the makeup version, because there's one that's like the combing hair version. There's one that's the singing version. Mm-hmm. It's all just like random domestic. There's probably one that like cooks. All the sort of performative femininity creatures.
So smooth, so easy.
Boom.
Mara's good at everything.
You're able to shake off that impulse. Mm-hmm. And you can see just a little bit of disappointment in her eyes as she pops her hip out, and you see just a little bit of feline features entering her eyes and the corners of her mouth. Like the way she smiles looks like a cat, and her pupils don't hold their roundness. They sort of become vertical like a cat's for a moment before she gets it back in check.
Look, don't
Don't get too distracted by this. And Jessie points to a sign on the window that says Days Without Incident 64.
Okay.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that sign is probably going to have to be revised as you walk further into this room and see a cloaked form wearing a Daft Punk mask slumped down on the ground.
Anubis?
There's no response.
Anubis?
I'm gonna run over and shake the figure.
You shake the figure. They are warm, but ragdolling. They seem to be completely unconscious.
Do they have a pulse?
You check for a pulse, and they do have a pulse. Yes.
A heartbeat.
Jessie starts waving at the cameras, but nothing. Pulls out her radio.
You can talk into it. Nobody responds.
Nobody responds.
Jessie, what does this mean?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was a changeling attack.
Can I tell Anubis to wake up in
You can always try.
forceful manner, maybe?
You can always try.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna get down where potentially through the mask I think maybe eyes are, and nudge a little bit and say, "Wake up!" So I count for. Does it work? It just works.
It just works. Go ahead and pull a brick.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're pulling piece brick by brick.
As that happens, I sort of scan the enclosures along the hallway. Is there any broken glass?
There is no broken glass, but as all of you seem to be becoming animated, the creatures inside the containment units take notice, and there's now sort of a chorus of figures looking in at you as you shake this person who is down, right? The woman who was quilting stood up, has both of her hands on the glass looking out. You can see that she has a wreath on her head that seems to be made of plants as well.
I feel like we'd get along.
It probably wasn't smart to use that voice down here, but we're making decisions that get us into trouble.
Yeah.
I heard chorus and I was like,
oh yeah.
This is the chorus is about to sing.
Yeah. So, the chorus is singing. I love that. Yeah. "20 years in the dark, I wonder who they are. Fresh blood, fresh meat, fresh eyes, fresh tears. Nothing changes in the dark."
Here we are, every day is the same. There's nothing new ever for us to entertain. And I desire for something that's more. I want to feel the pain. I want to open this door.
Open the door.
Open the door.
I command you.
Open the door.
Open the door. Open the door.
Open the door.
I demand you. Open the door. Set me free once more.
Look into my eyes and see the future we could share. My lips upon your neck, my hands caressing your hair. Open the door. Upon the world once more. Open the
door.
Spooky.
As Mara calls out, Anubis does stir a bit. What's happening?
Anubis, do you remember anything that happened to you?
I was tending to the eldest, and I was hit.
By what? Did you see?
I did not see.
Look, you're gonna be okay. We're gonna get you out of here. Do you feel like you're stable? Are you hurt anywhere else?
I do not think I can stand.
Here, can one of you help them up?
Yeah, I'll jump forward and help them up.
Looping your arm under their shoulder and trying to help them to their feet, they feel just rail thin underneath their flowing robes. They just point over towards the break room that's on this level. You help them over to a couch, get them seated, and they move to take off their mask, and then they look at Jessie.
Jessie's staring so intently.
Who are these?
They're recruits. I was touring with them when we found you.
I was not informed they would be here.
It was okay with Piper.
I was not informed they would be here.
I'm so sorry, Anubis. I'll file the paperwork next time.
Her quick thinking and the fact that she was doing rounds, if anything, demonstrates incredible diligence. She may have saved your life.
Their mask sort of swivels to focus on Aubrey, and then back to Jessie.
And Jessie just kind of like withers a little bit, just like she's already small, but she just looks like she's shrinking.
We have procedures for a reason. I have been hoping that you would get with the program so that I can bring you along. You have much potential.
Really? You think that?
Of course.
Sorry, I'm feeling a lot of feelings. Is anybody really sweaty right now? Is it just me?
Nope, I'm sweaty too. But also, I have a if it's inappropriate to ask a recruit level question at this moment, how come if there was a distressing moment, an incident, when you tried to call on your radio, nobody answered?
I don't know. What about your radio, Anubis? Does it work?
They sort of tilt their head to the side, and you don't hear them speak. But a moment later, their voice emerges from their helmet again. Their voice is just a little bit like robotic, metallic. Mm-hmm. My radio is not functioning.
Is this cause for alarm?
I've never heard this happen before. We use an internal network. Anubis, can you walk to the main entrance? Are you okay?
I feel quite weak. Perhaps they look back at Aubrey. Perhaps you can help me.
Actually, Anubis, I can help. I can help you. Right? I'm the employee. They're just recruits.
Of course.
Okay.
She seems bigger.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Just be cool. Be cool. Be cool.
Okay.
So what are you trying to get from Anubis at this point? What is your goal here?
I have no idea how to communicate this, but I think that I think that Jessie should consider tasing with the special taser thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the tension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I'll sort of grab them, like help give an arm to steady, and then slowly walk out of the room, giving our backs a lot of time to the group in case, and if not, I'll just walk them where they're going to go.
And then Jessie's just kind of like has an internal monologue of like, oh, if I'm wrong about this, then I'm really going to be fired. It's like reaching for it and then putting it back and then reaching for it and then putting it back and then reaching for it. And like looking at Mara, like nodding.
And Mara nods very fast.
and then she approaches and is, forgive me. And then tases.
Yeah, you feel Anubis go limp in your arms.
Is this break time? It's not break time?
There's
okay.
This is literally stabbing someone in the back. It's hard. It's impossible to miss.
It's rude. It's rude.
It's rude, but it's not break time. You tase Anubis and Aubrey. You feel them where they were just starting to sort of walk a bit. You feel them go limp again and sort of tumble. You can catch them if you want, but
I'll catch.
Nothing about them seems to change other than that they've regained unconsciousness for the second time in moments.
Oh, I'm fired for sure. I'm fired for sure.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
Jessie, does it take time usually for the the goo to emerge?
No, it's instantaneous. So we would know. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I want to run back into the hallway where the quilting woman was and sort of try to call through the glass. I don't know if there's soundproof, but to say, did you see what happened? Did you see what attacked them?
She'll nod.
Can you tell me?
She points at Mara.
Good one. Good one.
Before the thing that made them fall?
She's trying to talk to you, but sound is not coming through.
I gestured to Mara.
glass.
It's not that you did something, it's that she wants you to do charades.
Oh, okay. All right.
If she wants to make a deal, I'll do that on your behalf. You don't have to.
Okay. And I will then use my silent communication to ask her what caused the guard to go unconscious.
The response that you hear back comes through in a melodious voice. Well, my dear, it was our good friend Toad. It seems there is dissension in the ranks.
I'll tell her thank you and that her quilt is beautiful for good measure.
She makes a formal curtsy towards you.
Turn to Aubrey. She said it was Toad, that there's dissension in the ranks, and then she just, as you can see, that's all she said. I don't know if there's a deal or if she owns part of my soul now.
You'd know.
Okay.
I knew it. I was right.
So now we don't know. We have to find Toad then and stop them.
Yeah. Here.
I can just carry Anubis if we want. We can talk with them.
I mean, you do know, so you know that Anubis has a key card that would get you into Silo, and that you need his fingerprint. Or their fingerprint as well. So
we need their fingerprint.
You need their fingerprint to open the door.
We could have, I guess, asked them to use their fingerprint to check if they had fingerprints. I will double check the fingerprints. They have fingerprints?
You have to peel off some gloves to see them, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can bring them along.
I'm so tempted to look at their face. Do a quick peek, see if they're human.
You pull off their sort of Daft Punk mask. He looks to be in his late 50s, right? He appears to be a human man.
Okay.
If you were to try and place where he was from, he appears to be Middle Eastern. He spoke through this mask with a little bit of some kind of accent that you couldn't quite put your finger on, but he's slightly darker skinned, black hair that has a lot of salt in among the pepper, but otherwise looks fairly unremarkable, just quite thin.
Okay. Put mask back on. Just wanted to see if...
Well, Aubrey, are you able to carry him that whole way?
Yeah.
And Jessie, can you get us to the entrance of Silo? Is that where Toad is?
Yeah, that's where he was assigned. So, look, we're going to have to figure out how to do this stealthily, though. I mean, we can't just walk into the main atrium with Anubis unconscious.
But, I mean, respectfully, if your radio is down, if Anubis is knocked out, obviously we're not in a normal workday here. Someone's causing havoc, maybe multiple people. I feel like rules kind of need to be out the window if you want to accomplish what you need to accomplish right now.
We can say that we found Anubis passed out.
Because we did.
Yeah.
That they said Toad did it.
Okay, yeah. Well, if we're stopped, then that's what we'll say. But I don't know who. We can't trust anybody.
I think we need a better way to test it than that.
Okay. Tell me your deepest, darkest secret.
Oh.
Just in case any one of us gets replaced, you know?
Yeah. Well, can we do fingerprint check? Hey,
yeah, I was thinking about that is just grabbing some of Mara's makeup from her purse and like smudging my finger in it and doing a like little fingerprint on a piece of paper, showing it. Do you want to do a fingerprint check?
Yep. So we do.
We can definitely have a soul-bearing conversation as well, but this could just be quicker.
Well,
or both.
If both are on the menu, then
maybe we tell a secret. Maybe not the deepest, darkest, but we tell a secret and we put our fingerprint. Yeah? It's like bonding. Girl's name. Great.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
My impulse to yell, "Girls' night" is so strong. But that's a different show.
That's kind of...
We are under surveillance.
Yeah,
which makes it so funny to be like, let's just share our deepest, darkest secrets.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't have to be deepest, darkest. It can just be an embarrassing moment. I'll go first. Like...
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take some of my... a lipstick and put it on like a piece of like notebook paper that I've got. One time when I was in the second grade, there was a day that I walked into class What's my secret?
Bare your soul. That's how we know
Dip her
you're
down.
whole. Bare your soul. Bare
her
your soul.
down.
That's how we know you're whole. Bare your soul. That's how we know you're whole. Bare your soul.
One time I was in the woods and I heard a sound from behind. It was a moose that was 30 stories tall. He looked at me as if to say, "Do you mind?" His eyes were blind with the age of centuries, and I realized that I stood in his way. And I cowered at his majesty and took one last look o'er my shoulder before I ran away. Bare your soul. That's how we know you're whole. Bare your soul. That's how we know you're whole. Bare your soul. That's how we know you're whole. Bare your soul. My mother would never let me do body art. She said in our house it was taboo. But one time I got drunk with my friends. We went to Miami and I got a back tattoo. Bare your soul. That's how you know you're whole. Bare your soul. That's how you know you're whole. I can't read the character. It's culturally appropriated. Bare your soul. That's how you know you're
My first time drinking blood, I was unsure how it would taste.
Does he know he doesn't have to do this with us?
I don't know.
Is he part of Girls'
I
Night?
had lured a precious virgin and I let his blood go to waste. I'm so ashamed.
Oh, bare your soul. That's how you know you're whole. Bare your soul. That's how you know you're whole. Bare your soul. My thing seems less bad now. Bare your soul. That's how you know you're whole.
This is less bad now. That was so. And then I caught, of course.
We can all relate.
I love how they progressively.
It's so dumb. Oh, grief.
So the three of you are putting your fingerprints onto
A napkin.
a napkin.
Just to confirm that we have them, then we can kind of smudge them away so there's no record.
Yeah, so Jessie pulls off, she's wearing these brass knuckles.
Ooh,
I think
yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be cool.
Sure.
Because she's a martial artist, right? Yeah, so she takes off her brass knuckle and she has like wrapped hands and she pushes her thumb into it and then looks expectantly.
Does she have a real thumbprint?
Yeah.
Great.
Thunk, thunk. Those are thumbprint making noises.
Everyone's got real thumbprints.
Everyone's
Great.
got real thumbprints.
Love it.
Congratulations to us.
Congratulations to you all. You have one unconscious Anubis in your inventory at the moment.
Should we go in with them? Should we wait for them to wake up again?
No, we can't wait for them to wake up again.
Okay.
We've just got to get moving.
Okay, let's get moving.
To the silo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they come out, what is the scene like?
You're coming back into like
Is there a way into the silo from the field?
There is not. No, you have to go up through the middle zone, unless you want to pull some bricks and make there be one.
Yeah.
Having a direct route would be unusual design, and certainly Jessie wouldn't know where it was. So to find that route that exists, I'm going to need 2 bricks to be pulled in total.
Okay.
Okay. It sounds like that's me. It sounds like that's Jessie.
I think we should do that.
I mean, you can share it among you however you like.
I designate the 2 of you.
Okay. We'll pull them.
I'll go first because I'm worse at it.
Gently touching. Oh, nice. There's one that's kind of a little bit out already that she's pulling.
Good.
Placing on top. Success.
I love the test pull. Ooh. Hey, girl.
There's one guy that's sticking out really far.
Can I move this?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have a place to put those bricks when you're done with them.
Oh my gosh.
When you're done effortlessly pulling them from what looks like 2 rows above the top.
Yeah.
Or bottom.
At the bottom, yeah.
Right at the bottom.
Lauren just went like blip, like a little flick.
I'm a Jenga
Lauren's
brick
playing
whisperer.
in the danger zone.
I'm never get over your reaction to those jokes. It's so awesome. Should I put Jenga on my resume as special skills? Because honestly, I did not know that was true. But
Jessie says, I don't think there's a way. And then Mara and Aubrey say, but what's that? What's that right there? And there is a sort of hairline crack in the wall that they walk over to, press against, and a reader flips over to like read a badge and a fingerprint.
Sorry, Anubis. And she lifts up his hand and puts it on the fingerprint reader and like does kind of the little eye and lip motion to the 2 of you, like gesturing, get the like like when someone raises their eyebrows at you in
I'll grab the badge and put it up at the same time.
And this hairline crack expands, sliding smoothly to the side, and you see into a hallway that sort of curves away from you at either end and seems to be going lower as it goes off to your right and higher as it goes off to the left.
A spiral, if you will.
A spiral. Think Guggenheim level steepness. With every rotation of the spiral, it goes down another story.
Jessie, should we go up or down?
Down. But I have to warn you, I've never been here before. I don't know what's down here.
How do you feel?
I mean, I'm a little bit nervous. Because I really feel like I'm also going to lose my job after this for so many reasons.
You probably won't be the only one, and if we pull this off, you'll be a hero. So maybe that'll help you out.
Will I, though?
Yeah.
If things are as bad and rotten as you seem to be afraid that they are, that everyone's been replaced, then...
Or at least some.
Okay. I believe in you.
Oh.
And whatever you decide... I'm proud of you.
Oh,
whether this job works out in the long term or not.
Wow, thank you. I didn't know I needed to hear that so much.
Sometimes there's a martial artist who's holding you by the scruff of your neck. You're miles above on a catwalk. She's about to drop you straight to heck. But you look into her eyes. You look for something there. She's a person with a life that's full of care. And you think, what is the quiet part that I could say out loud? And the quiet part is I'm proud.
I feel like I've operated so far out of view that no one's really noticed how much I care. Yes, every time I get pulled in for my mid-year performance review, I feel like all I hear is hot air. And so it means so much to me when you tell me that you're proud, that you see me for who I really am. And I hope that the 3 of us can get out of this
say the quiet part out loud. I'm proud.
It takes an awful lot of bravery to be here on this mission of your own, to see what's going on in the power structures beyond, and say no. I'm proud of you. I'm proud, and it's time to say the quiet part out loud. I'm proud. I'm proud.
It's been so long since someone... Oh, I missed a moment.
I think Dracula's just part of the girls' trip now.
Yeah, he is.
Have we released him?
Designated boyfriend, but that's so awesome.
We got a stage jailbreak at some point.
Yeah.
Just a quick.
We'll come back for you, man.
Wow. Thanks, you both, and Dracula, I guess.
We should. Are you Vladrakul or are you a different guy? Actually, what's your deal?
I'm Hank.
Hi, Hank.
Hi, Hank.
I'm sorry. That was a little bit specious to call you Dracula.
No, he's my uncle.
Oh,
He's most of our uncles, really.
Wow. Hey, you know what, Hank? I have, oh my gosh, an extra friendship bracelet. I'm gonna leave that with Jessie, and maybe she could get it to you.
Oh. You can get it through the glass, maybe?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
you know what, Hank?
What's that?
We're
It's been so long. I don't know what to say.
And it's time to say the quiet part out loud.
I'd love to hear it.
in a bracelet.
wow. Maybe one day I can say that to myself.
Let's make it a goal by the end of the day, if we're still alive, that you promise you'll say it to yourself. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
We're like in danger. This is so cool that it's happening right at the entrance to the silo.
We should go down. We should go down.
Okay.
It's that's where if there's anything going on, it's gonna be down there.
Our grace note-filled girls' night seems poised to take a darker turn as our detectives sneak into Silo's spiral, where the most calamitous creatures are contained. Will they uncover the changeling, or encounter creatures they cannot comprehend? Find out next time on RPG Major. Mara Vertere is played by Lauren Drake. Find her in scripted productions around Seattle and performing with musical improv team We Have Some Notes. Find Lauren on socials at La La Drake. Aubrey Stump is played by Camilla Franklin. You can find her performing as part of musical improv team Fancy Cafeteria and on Instagram at Camillastrator. Logo, visual design, and artwork for the show were all created by Camilla. Jessie was played by special guest Kat Shelonka. Don't bother looking for her, she's basically a social media ghost. All music for RPG Major is created live, in the room. For this arc, Alex Engelberg masterminded the music. Find Alex performing improvised piano around Seattle and making funny music videos on the internet. To see where he's performing next, follow Alex_Engelberg on Instagram. And to see his viral hits, check out Alex Engelberg with no underscore on TikTok. And I'm Helix. Find me performing with Jet City Improv and musical team We Have Some Notes. Connect with the show on social media at RPG Major or in our Discord. There's links in the show notes. Reginald, I've brought you here because today is the day you'll become a man. Here, take this lance.
Daddy, where should I put it?
Lancer.
Lancer. Oh
my god.
Okay, one more. Do it again. Let's restart.
3 line scenes, but one of them has to be with a Harlan horn.
Okay.
Haunted. So Alex, for context, the Underzoo is a place. It's literally under the zoo, but they like catch and contain magical creatures and cryptids, which our characters have a partially rational, partially irrational hatred of this place.
Yeah.
The way I have imagined it is sort of like a Parks and Rec bit where our characters, like the party, just like irrationally hates the zoo, in part because of the Underzoo. But we also haven't really gone in or know that much about it. So it's mostly been a bit just to rag on the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Inverse Lil Sebastian.
Yeah, inverse Lil Sebastian.
Yeah.
We're like, freaking zoo. Ugh.
Disruptor rat.
All day.
Sorry.
Who doesn't Mara hardly know?
I know everyone. That's why that's fair. Except for maybe the creatures down here. So maybe that's why this is inspiring me to make a bit of a joke that is out of character.